Polak. I am originally from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm the CEO of Techsbook. Techsbook is the #1 marketplace to schedule telematics technicians. What are the technicians installing as telematics technicians? And those technicians install GPSs, camera systems, and other telematic accessories onto fleet vehicles and or heavy equipment. We work with providers to direct customers. So if you were a plumbing company that had a fleet of 12 vehicles and you didn't want to wait for your provider to schedule a technician and wait 2 weeks for that technician to get there, you don't know who's gonna come up on the scene. Techsbook, we provide that direct source for those customers to book technicians directly on our system. Now those customers have 100% visibility on who they're actually hiring to go and work on their vehicles and fleets. Right. And those technicians have ratings. They've been rated by other customers in regards to their quality, in regards to their performance and their customer service. Historically, how it's worked in this industry is you have a customer that they wanted to get, let's say, 12 GPSs and 12 of their vehicles, right? That customer, they reach out to whatever provider that they're gonna get, right? And then that provider, once again, their core competency is the actual software that they provide for fleet monitoring. Their core competency is not installations. So they outsource that to installation companies, telematic installation companies. And then that's where there's no visibility for that customer now. They have zero visibility of who's going to show up. That gets from that installation company, it gets subcontracted to the technicians, and whatever technician shows up is whatever technician shows up. So yeah, you have a picture of the technician's profile. You have the quality rating of the technician, and then you also have access to the technician to do messaging back and forth. So even before the technician goes out to the site, you guys can communicate with one another in regards to like, hey, make sure before you get here, make sure you ring the bell in the back because that's where we're gonna be, right? And it's those small things, right, that essentially change the dynamic of how we do business. December 2020, I established the company, and that first quarter of 2021 is when we actually started development. We didn't go live, or I wouldn't say live, but beta, where we started trying things out with the technicians and having the technicians download the mobile applications. We didn't do that until January 2023. And since January 2023, we've been able to kind of test operationally by utilizing an installation company, Veterans Fleet Management. And Veterans Fleet Management was the customer, right? They were the customer to go ahead and book installations, utilizing Techsbook as if they were the customer. For clarity, Veterans Fleet Management is my other company, and that was founded in 2019. It was founded for the purpose of essentially funding the Techsbook project because we needed to make money. There's nobody with a big bag just waiting to give me money, so I had to figure out how to make it first. And Veterans Fleet Management was founded in 2019. We currently cover about 26 different states across the nation. We also have about 60 plus technicians, but we utilize Techsbook for us to actually scale that way. There was so many installations that needed to get done. I want to say it was kind of standard to be at 4 weeks, where people were saying, "Oh yeah, no, 4 weeks I can get a installer out there," and it's like 4 weeks. That's insane.
That's how our society works.
Yeah, it's nuts, right? And honestly, I've heard from like direct customers that we went to go service saying, "Hey, look, we've been waiting for this for 6 months already," right? And it's all those things, right? And it's all of that comes because, you know, there's so many middlemen involved, right? And within that whole chain of middlemen that you have, the customer is the one that kind of gets the worst of the service, right? Even if they get the best technician that comes in 6 months and completes the installation, it's still 6 months of them having to wait around for something that they purchased a long time ago. And then on the technician side, one thing for me as a technician was you really didn't have your freedom. You work for if you work for an installation company, that installation company essentially takes up all your time. And you have to keep your schedule open for that installation company to drop stuff in there. And you don't know when you're going to work. And you can't plan things, right? So you're kind of like, oh yeah, well, I got to make money, right? And I'm getting my work from this company. So I kind of just need to always be available. And that starts to drain on technicians. Additionally, too, the technicians, the way they end up getting paid sometimes is, a company will contract out an installation company, and then that installation company will contract out a subcontractor, and then that may go to another subcontractor, and that may go to another subcontractor. And by the time that technician actually does the work, they're getting the least of the money. And that was one important component that I wanted to remedy in the industry. My vision was for the technician and the customers, the direct customers, to develop a relationship. Because of that relationship and because they have access to one another, that's going to improve the quality of support, service, and installation that the technician provides to the customer. Because they know that customer now has the power to rate them, right? And then they also know that customer has the power to choose them again to come down and actually service their vehicles and continue to service their vehicles. Techsbook is the solution. Yep. That's what Techsbook is. The direct customer, when we talk about visibility, the direct customer now has access to see all of the work that the technician actually completed on their vehicles. So if there's any questions about how the installation was completed and all that stuff, they literally have access to that information internally inside of their interface. My name is David Polak. I'm the CEO and founder of Techsbook. And now you know the story of how Techsbook was founded.